Welcome to another video about Seven Knights Rebirth, and right now I'm going to show you quite some stuff about the story mode. So yeah, I was able to complete the normal story mode up to chapter, let me see, 19. Yeah, I finished chapter 18. Well, I'm going to say in comparison, like previous stages, they were kinda easy. Nothing that special. If you're interested in, just let me know in the comment section below. I can discuss the previous chapters as well and maybe share some tips and so on and so forth. But yeah, overall, the previous stages, when you have a proper team with at least one DPS unit, with the support team built around them and unlocked all gear slots, or majority of them, you're going to deal with it without huge struggles, because support units, they're going to provide survivability, damage increase, DPS is going to deal damage, and so on. When we're talking about chapter 18, that was quite a tough one, not gonna lie. For example, each boss stage, maybe not stage number 10, but 20 and 30, they were tough. It took me quite some attempts to actually complete it and find the best possible team composition. Interesting enough, but in my case, Teo wasn't really enough. Again, I have him T1, maybe if you're watching my previous videos and you know about it, so yeah, I'm pretty much not spending on this game a lot. I spent at the very beginning just a bit for just monthly packages or something like that, but overall my Teo is T1, yeah, and at T2 he is going to revive with all skills being reset, and this huge advantage. He wasn't able to deal with it. Klahan wasn't able to deal with it, and the only character which was able to perform well enough here was Yeonhee. As you can see, I was using her as the main DPS in these battles specifically. I'm going to just briefly introduce you all the other stages, how I was able to complete them with 3 stars, majority of them. It wasn't really tough, so the whole idea about the most mobs that you have in these battles and opponents that you're going to face, there are Lina, there are really annoying archers which are not getting any damage from physical attacks, and mostly it's about mage type attacks. So yeah, they're kinda tanky, they are able to survive, Lina is able to heal a lot, and physical attacks, they're not going to really work. How I was able to perform there. So the main position of the DPS unit here, where you can see on here right now, was for Teo specifically. Additionally, instead of Biscuit, I was using Klahan, and also instead of Lina, I was using Yeonhee. So in total, overall 3 DPS units. Yeah, Evan for shields and additional support, because mobs, they're going to apply healing debuff, you won't be able to heal your allies, and you want to clear stages just as fast as possible. That's the only way to do it. Lucy, just for some cases when I need to remove debuffs because they are really annoying. For example, the bleeding debuff, the healing debuff when you're not able to heal your teammates. Yeah, she's kinda helpful here. With 3 DPS, everything is perfect. So first of all, when we're talking about skills for the characters that we have here, for example, for Teo and his first skill, the Talent Strike, it's able to deal damage at any case. It's going to ignore damage immunity effects on the target, so even if units, they're kind of resistant to physical type of attacks, with this skill he's going to deal damage. When we're talking about Klahan, he has the same situation about his first skill. ignores damage immunity effects on the targets. So with at least one skill, they are able to deal damage to all opponents. When we're talking about Yunhee, well, she is a mage, she is able to deal damage to these opponents in any cases. With that being said, that's pretty much it with all the rest stages. Now about the boss stages, and specifically I'm going to talk about the last one. When we're having a look here, what do we have? So we have Daisy at the final stage. Yeah, round 3. We have Daisy, we have Lina for healing, we have Katie, and she sometimes really dealing some decent damage. It's like huge amount of damage. We have Ray, who has camouflage, and she's also with her bleeding effects, with all that stuff, with poison. Actually, another thing to use Lucy is because she's providing poison immunity, at least something. And this one with electrical shock. Not a huge disaster, but overall sometimes it might be annoying. So the strategy behind this team composition, which I was using, first of all, Ivan, he's able to provide shields. This is a huge W. It helps to survive quite long enough. With his first skill, he is able to stun opponents, so whenever he is going to hit Lina, for example, or Daisy, is going to be just huge aspect. For the Biscuit, just for additional support, she is able to provide from her passive defense decrease, which is nice. From her first skill, she is able to increase damage dealt to bosses. Actually, in the story mode, I'm not sure even for the boss stages if it's going to work or not, but increase weakness hit chance is still kinda great. And she's able also to remove debuffs from opponents. They're able to buff each other, and sometimes this skill is kinda helpful, but overall mainly due to her passive and weakness effect increase. Lucy for removing certain debuffs as well, and for additional healing. And yeah, Yunhee is our main DPS. For the set that I was using for her, it was an assassin set. For the stats you can see, 3k magic attack, not too much, but that was enough. Speed you can see, crit rate 91%, nice. 192% crit damage. Skill I just upgraded, so before, when I was completing this stage, the skill wasn't really upgraded, not a big deal. For the pet that I was using, just the pet which is going to increase magic attack by 13%, that was helpful. Lina, she's also able to heal and provide certain defense down and increase damage for our allies. Overall, build around Yunhee and her being able to also apply sleep effect and deal a certain amount of damage. The way how Yunhee works, and you want to follow this procedure, first of all, when you're starting the battle, it's kind of a good option, or start with Ivan's skill to try stun some opponent, or starting with this skill from Yunhee to try apply sleep effect. After that, provide some shields from Ivan. If it's going to be necessary, provide some healing. If it's going to be necessary, provide weakness hit chance boost, and use most amount of damage from the first skill from Yunhee. With this ability, I was able to clear the stage, not from the first try, but also a good thing that from basic attack she is able to apply sleep effect. So I'm just going to start and try. So we're starting from the very beginning using Ivan's skill. Great, we're hitting Daisy, that's really nice. Now we are going to use first skill from Yunhee. Not bad. Using support skill from Biscuit. Applying shields from Ivan after that. Removing debuffs. Healing with Lina. Using second skill now from Yonhee. And we're going to stun with Ivan once again. Trying to heal with Lucy. No reason, okay. Now we need to survive long enough. Ideally you wanna keep one opponent alive and stun with Ivan as long as possible, just to reset all the skills. That's the main reason. Okay, now the first skill from Yunhee should be available. We need to keep our Ivan alive, so we're going to heal with Lucy. Hopefully he is going to stay alive. Okay, great. Now we need to stun with Ivan. Using shields, because we wanna stay alive. Great. Healing with Lucy. With Lina. Removing buffs from the last opponent. And ideally I don't want to use any skills anymore. Okay, great. So we're going to the final stage. We're applying buff from Lina from the very beginning. Using after that skill from Ivan. Hopefully we're going to stun someone. Someone really annoying. Great. Okay, using first skill from Yunhee. Now we will try to remove buffs from them. Hopefully nobody is going to die right now. Okay, this is great. Biscuit is going to die, unfortunately. Well, previously I was a bit more lucky, let's say. We'll try to apply shields from Ivan. He's still alive. Great. Now we'll heal. No, we'll stun. Okay, great. Now we'll heal. The damage is crazy. Okay. Unfortunately, we left without Lina. It is what it is. And hopefully this should be enough to finish them. If Daisy is not going to kill my Yunhee. Okay. Great. Great. So yeah, well, in this case, unfortunately my Lina and Biscuit died. In the previous tries, in the previous runs, when I actually was able to complete it, I was following a little bit better with the debuffs that I had. Right now I'm recording video, so I was removing them and obviously after that healing. So yeah, a little bit intense battle. They're dealing a lot of damage and it's kind of tough to survive, but Yunhee is working just great here. If you have a good CC character who is going to apply stuns or who is going to apply paralysis effect, it's going to be probably an easy one. You just need to have higher speed. But yeah, overall I believe that's the showcase of the final stage of chapter, what was that, 18? I guess 18. Yep. Now I'm going to work on chapter 19, and as soon as I'm going to done with it, I will probably try to also provide some guidance to you guys. Hope you enjoyed it, find this helpful. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.